Hello everybody, it's Sierra the Artsy Badger, and I skipped a week of posting, as some of you might have noticed, maybe some of you didn't. I will admit, it wasn't my intention to skip last week's video. In fact, I was hoping to put out a really nice year anniversary video because guess what? It's been a year since I created this YouTube channel, and we've grown so much, and it's been a lot of fun, so I really wanted to put something out last week. But coincidentally, the year anniversary of my YouTube channel is also my birthday. And so I was kind of taking a little bit of me time, and a lot of my friends came into town. And then I took a little trip down to LA to visit my family. So I just couldn't quite find the time, along with all of those shenanigans and working my day job, to be able to edit this video and get it up in time. So I'm really sorry about that. But I have been thinking a lot lately about putting my posting schedule on a bi-weekly schedule, as in every other week. Because honestly, as much as I love making myself create weekly, it takes a lot of my time, and alongside my day job, it doesn't leave a lot of time for me to do the things that inspire me, such as commission work. I would really like to start doing commissions. I've been talking a lot about that lately, so I'm hoping that by bringing my YouTube schedule to a every other week instead of every week kind of a spiel, I'll be able to focus a little bit more energy on doing something like commissions or learning another language, because that's another thing I've been really wanting to do, and it has been put on the back burner many times in my life, not just because of YouTube, but I just think having an extra few days every couple weeks will really help me sort out my priorities and put a little bit of energy towards other things besides YouTube. So I hope you guys all accept my decision and will support me on this journey, and who knows, maybe in the next couple months I'll be opening up commissions and maybe you can commission me. So now that I've rambled on about my life and the future of this channel, which I feel like is a theme of most of my videos, let's talk a little bit about the art. So as I am talking about things that inspire me, I have also been feeling inspired to start up my comic again. I've never really taken too many strides towards it, but when I was around 13 years old, I came up with this concept that I called Mandy in Wonderland, and it's this story about this girl who is what I call a dream jumper. And I'm not going to go too much into it now, but let me know if you guys are interested in seeing more of this sort of original character content. But long story short, these are kind of my three main characters. Mandy is the girl on the left. She is the main character, the one the story is named after. Haru is the guy in the middle, and Tadaki is the guy on the right. And as I'm sure you guys can tell just from the image, Haru is a very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, while Tadaki is much more of a sulky, kind of not interested in having friends sort of a guy, but got schlumped into this group. In my story, he doesn't start out in the group. He has his own set of sort of sulky friends, but through Mandy and other connections that will remain a secret, he ends up becoming a part of this little friend group. Haru and Mandy have been friends their entire life, so Mandy looks a lot more comfortable in this situation, but her personality is also a little bit more subdued. She's not super outgoing or anything like that. I will say, although we are well past this part of the video, I struggled so much with this sketch and then a little bit with the line work, which you're about to see me make my biggest mistake ever. I didn't like the way the mouth was positioned, so I just decided to freehand it, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. I kind of salvage it by the end of it, but I just keep telling myself it's just a sketchbook, it's okay for things to look crappy in it, but I was a little bit bummed. Anyway, back to a little bit more about my characters. So Mandy is supposed to be not exactly a foreign exchange student. She's lived in Japan her whole life, but she is of a European descent. That's why she doesn't have a Japanese name. And She is a dream jumper, which means that she never has her own dreams. I'm not going to go too much into details, but pretty much the only thing she knows about it is that she doesn't have dreams like everyone else. Anyway, I didn't want to just draw my original characters because I know you guys aren't all that invested in them. This is probably the first time you've ever really noticed them. There are a few drawings of them in my previous sketchbook tour, but I'm sure none of you really noticed or cared. So I threw a little bit of a twist in this one. Not only is it me just drawing my original characters, but it is also a 3-marker challenge. And as to be expected, the colors I got weren't the best. In fact, they're very similar to the colors I had for my color palette challenge that I did a while back, but they're just very cool, not easily layered to make other colors. So I was kind of disappointed with that, but I think I made it work. This was also a really fun chance to actually take the time to design their school uniforms because I'd never really taken the time to actually do that. I often just kind of drew a generic schoolgirl outfit and then a generic schoolboy outfit. And almost every time I drew them, they turned out a little bit differently. But I feel like I actually put some thought into these ones and I liked the way they turned out. They're like the perfect level of modest might be the right word, but also edgy. I don't know. I just like the way that they turned out. My favorite part is definitely the pants/skirt. I really love the plaid checker color pattern. I don't know. And maybe that doesn't really exist in Japan. If any of you are from Japan, let me know. I feel like most of the time I see solid colored everything, but I just thought it was kind of a fun touch and gave this image in particular much more interest because if I didn't do that, it would have just been a whole lot of that teal color. I also really like the stripe accents on the boys' jackets that you can only see if the jacket is unbuttoned, which I am actually now realizing I put the buttons on the wrong side because I wanted it to be that the side goes over the side with the stripes so that it's covered up if you're buttoned up. Does that make sense? And then I decided to go in with a little bit of black because I pretty much say that in every 3-marker challenge. I don't think black counts because it's what you use for line work and it really helps you add a little bit of depth and contrast. So I don't think it's cheating. But maybe it is because the whole point of the challenge is to challenge yourself at things such as contrast. But I mean, look at what I had to work with. It really wasn't much. Now I'm just going in with a little bit of shading with that same teal color. I'm just layering it on, trying to build up as much dimension as I possibly can. And I think it did all right. That's the really cool thing about Copic markers is that you can layer them. And so even with just one marker, you can create depth and contrast. So anyway, that is the finished product. Again, I apologize for missing a week, but that is going to be the trend from now on. I am going to be posting every other week. Let me know if you guys are interested in learning more about my original characters and this story. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.